Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. And my name is Adam. This is going to be Saturday Night Special episode 119. So this week I'm going to split it into part 1 and part 2. And the reason is because I got a lot of footage to show you. First part, we're going to talk about our, I got some notes here, some things to go over. We got some photo entries, and I've got some viewer mail that I want to share with you, okay? So we're gonna throw that into part 1. And part 2, I've got some machining that I've done using my dividing head, so we're going to throw that into part 2. So second part will be just machine work. All right, so I got me a notepad. I got some things that I want to go over real quick and mention to you. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to John Saunders over at NYC CNC, and if you watch his channel, you might know he's going to be helping me on the parking attachment. He's going to make a part for me. So I got that right here. I'll go ahead and show it on camera so that we can see that part, and because John hasn't even seen it himself. In addition to that, I want to mention that he just released another new video here recently on the open house event that was last 2 weeks ago, and it's a really nice video. American Rotary was part of that. They did the filming and the editing, I believe, and it's just a really great video, and I enjoyed watching it. And I would encourage you to go over there. So I'm going to drop a link here in the video of my description box of that video. So go check that out, okay? And again, John is going to be helping me with this parking attachment part right here. And he's already got a couple videos up on his channel showing the CAD work. And I believe he's going to have another video coming up real soon on the cam work to send it to the machine, and then he's going to have some machining videos on that. So this is the part right here, and I'm sure John is going to kind of enjoy seeing this, the actual part, because his model on the computer looks just like it now. So there you go, John. There's a good shot of it. This was one of the things, I can't remember if you had corrected that on the drawing or not. This is kind of a rounded boss here instead of going straight across. Not that it really matters, but that was one thing that I had noticed there. And I couldn't remember if you had this boss on it here. I just can't remember. I know you added this one. And then you can see how the tapers are inside the holes here. And I was going to show you how this works real quick. So this side is just a pin, and it pivots like this. On this end, this is where it attaches to the vertical head. So we've got this shaft here, which I got to make. This screws into the top of the vertical head, and it'd be mounted like so. It goes up through here. You see you got a chamfer on that side. On the bottom is like a taper, and the reason for that, you stick it through there, you got a nut that looks like a conical seated lug nut, so it'll sit on there like that, and the taper on the bottom allows it to move around a little bit, so that whenever you're trying to dismount the head or mount it, you've got a little bit of wiggle room there and movement. Okay, and then once you get it where you want to, you actually lock this nut down onto the other part of the attachment right there, and it locks it in place. All right, and then there's another nut that goes on top right here, so you can lock everything firmly together whenever you want to park it permanently over on the side of the machine. So I just wanted to share that because this is a project that's all over YouTube now, over on John's channel, and I really appreciate his support and effort in building this component right here, and looking forward to watching him make this A-bomb size part. So go check out his channel. Another note I want to go over real quick. So the Barzy Bash coming up in June. Stan had posted something on Facebook letting all of us contributors know that he had an issue with his email going on for about 2 weeks that he wasn't aware of. I think it was a size limit deal, and he wasn't aware of it for about 2 weeks. But he corrected the problem, and he says that if people were trying to email him the past couple of weeks about getting an RSVP for the Barzy Bash, it may not have gone through. So if you were trying to do that and you couldn't get through to Stan, try again. His email is now fixed, so he's now able to get your email. All right, and on top of that, we really look forward to seeing everybody out there. We're looking forward to it and going to have a great time again. I know I can't wait to go back out there and visit with everybody. So We got a couple photo challenge pictures that I'm going to throw up this week, and some really interesting ones too. Looking forward to sharing with that. And we got a little bit of viewer mail down here that we're going to go over. One of them in particular, you guys probably seen a lot of videos out there the past week that were donations, gifts given to creators from the Niagara Tools and Seco. And I also got a box, and I'm going to share that with you this week. I've already opened it. I've got all that on video. We're going to share what Seco and Niagara has sent to me. That was those tools were sent out by Dennis Noland. He's a designer over there at Niagara Cutting Tools, and it was something that they wanted to do, was to contribute these tools and be a part of this machining community, because they really like what's going on here with all of these different channels and everybody sharing this machining knowledge out there. So they wanted to help us out a little bit and send some tools. They also are going to be sponsors for the Barzy Bash, both Niagara and Seco, and a lot of the tools that you see in these videos, including mine, they also are sending to Stan to give away for prizes and raffles and that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of nice Niagara cutting tools that's going to be given away over there at the Barzy Bash. So I'm going to have links to their companies in the description box there, and we're going to get to that here in just a minute and share what they sent along. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump over to that now. First little lot of tools here I want to share with you were sent in by Michael Frost. He's from Coopeville, Washington, and he sent along a box of tool bits, which include 5 1-inch square tool bits. One being Momax Cobalt, that's never been ground on. It's still new, untouched. And then the other ones are, I believe the brand name is Sterling. I can make out Sterling on them. These have been slightly used, but all very usable around the shop. In addition to that, there was this guy in the box also that he thought was a tool bit. As soon as I grabbed it, I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was, because I've got tools like this, and what this is a parallel, but unfortunately it's only one parallel. It's missing the pair, the matching pair that goes with it. But this is a Brown & Sharp number 920 parallel, and the size is 3/4 by 1.5 inches. And mine are the same way. They're stamped on the end. Brown & Sharp put them on the end of the parallels there, and on the other end they stamped the actual size. And they made many different sizes, and I have some like this that I use. I've got a nice big pair at work. I got another big pair over there still in the wooden box that are actually made by Taft Pierce. But they were high quality tools right here, and these are very useful around the shop. Very strong. I've used them a lot of times to hang things off the mill. You take 2 of them and you put a clamp on them, and you can hang stuff off the mill using these big parallels like this. But unfortunately, he does not have the other one to go with this, so maybe I can find a match to go with this parallel. But anyway, Mike, thanks for sending the tools along. I really appreciate it, and this will be nice to have around here. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So this is the box that was sent to me by Dennis Noland over at Niagara Cutting Tools, and also Seco Tools. Seco is a division of Niagara now, and I think a lot of us have come to know this company very well from the machine shop tools that they create, cutting tools. I got this one out as an example. This is one that I bought some months back off eBay, and a lot of other cutters. Niagara makes some of the best milling cutters in the business. I had purchased a few of these brand new roughing end mills, and they make excellent cutting tools, slitting saws, milling cutters, end mills, all kind of stuff. So this box right here, like I said, is from Dennis Noland, and I want to go ahead and open it up on camera and see what they had sent. They've been very generous and contacted many of the YouTube contributors all across YouTube in the metalworking community. So I know a bunch of the other guys out there that's creating videos have been receiving boxes as well. And actually, at this point, I have not watched anybody's videos yet to see what they got. And I have no idea what Dennis decided to send to me. But we're about to find out. So let's check it out. Got the Kershaw. And we're going to slice this sucker open. Alright, we got, looks like 2 boxes in there, and we have a letter. So let's check out the letter first. From Niagara and Seco Tools. You have been chosen to be included in a group of YouTube creators to create educational videos on the machining trade. Niagara Cutter and Seco Tools have long been supporters of continuing education of the machining trades by donating tools for that purpose. With this commitment, we are donating various cutting tools to the continued effort in educating your viewers of the machining trades. We would also like to recognize you for your efforts in promoting the interest and desire of others learn more about machining trades. The influence you have on many generations of people is leading to a greater understanding and desire to be part of this wonderful and fulfilling industry, and for this we thank you. All items you have received have been cataloged to each person. If there is an item you wish more information on, such as materials best suited to machine and operating parameters, please feel free to contact me directly and I will gladly assist you. Very best, Dennis Noland, Senior Design Engineer for Niagara Cutter LLC, Seco Tools. So very nice, Dennis. Very cool letter. You know, they mentioned in the letter here that this is a very fulfilling trade. I have to say that it is very fulfilling, and it has been very fulfilling for me. And I really like how this is all going for me with this whole YouTube thing and sharing my work with others, putting it on video. So let's get to some tools. Let's see what Dennis has sent. We're going to start on this side right here. We'll go ahead and just pull them all out. Make a little room here on the bench. Now that's a heavy one right there. Wow. Okay, pack in. So we'll go ahead and set this box down. Start with the tube right here. I'll make sure you guys see this. Looks like we're going to have maybe a boring bar. Holy cow. Would you look at that? I need something to hold it out so I don't slice my hand wide open. Now that is an end mill. Holy cow. What is this, a 2-inch? It's M42. I don't see a size. Oh yeah, it is. I'm sorry. It says Niagara 2.000. That is a heck of an end mill, Dennis. I have never held an end mill so big before. Wow. I'm gonna have to get me a 2-inch end mill holder now for the K&T. They do make them for the 50 taper, and I haven't got one yet because I don't have any 2-inch shank end mills. So that is awesome. Thank you very much, Dennis and Niagara. That is pretty cool right there. That's so pretty, I hate to even use it. But hopefully we'll put it to good use around here. Alright, that's cool. That was a big shocker right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up this box. Okay, this looks like a Niagara Cutter 6-pack. All right, so get you a good shot of it there so you can see. So it looks like we've got a set of end mills from 3/16 to 5/8. Let's go ahead and pull one of them out and take a look. Roughing end mills. Check that out. There's the 5/8. I was seeing if it actually had said something on the box here. Very cool. I love roughing end mills. Yes. Okay, so that's the 5/16 right here. That is awesome. I like the packaging too. That's very cool. So, let's see. All right, there's two of them. Let's see if they're the same. This is another one right here. Looks like the same package. We'll go ahead and check one real quick and see if they are a roughing end mill as well. Nope. These are 2 fluters. Okay. So we got a set of 2 flute end mills and then a set of roughing end mills. Very, very nice. All right, we got another big tube right here. Looks like another big end mill. And that is just what we got right there. Wow, look at that guy. I've never actually seen an end mill like this in person before. I believe I've seen them, you know, in catalogs and that sort of thing, but it's another 2-inch M42. This one, I'm going to have to find out what exactly this is best suited for. It kind of looks like a roughing, but I'm not sure what you would use this style for. I've never used one before. Very nice end mill. Okay, we'll move this box down and we'll go ahead and get to this one. This is another heavy one right here. Okay, wow, it just keeps going. It just keeps going, guys. All right, we'll start with the stuff on the top here. It looks like we have some sample carbide inserts. This is a big CNMG 600 series. Another one here. Okay, it's another 600 CNMG. So we got several sample inserts. There is a VNMG VBMT. The WNMG. We've got several WNMGs. These look familiar right here. This looks like the Duratomic type of inserts right here. There's another WNMG. And then we have some DNMGs. Another VNMG, VBMT, and a CNMG. TP1500. Those are good inserts right there. A lot of high quality inserts from Seco. This is all Seco right here. All right. So it looks like we've got some more end mills right here. Let's look at this. This is a Seco tool. All right. A new tool holder from Seco. This holds a WNMG style of insert. Several of these inserts that Dennis has included, like this guy right here, will fit this holder. Very nice, very nice. All right, so we've got this is an 1.25 inch end mill. Looks like there's 2 of those. Very nice end mills. We got 2 of those. There's another one right here that's the same thing. 1.25 inch. Carbide end mill. This is 1.25 inch, I believe. Now look at that guy right there. So that's a 3 flute. And let's see, 1 inch. Yes. So 1 inch carbide 3 flute end mill. Nice packaging too to protect them. And it looks like there are 3 of those carbide. There's another one with a different flute length here. 3 flute. Some nice tools. I told you, Niagara makes some of the best cutting tools around, man. And there's another one. Now this is there's a 5 flute, 1 inch carbide. Looks like a custom application for getting down and reaching a little bit further down. And we got plenty of more end mills, a nice assortment, different styles. There's another one of those wavy type of end mills right there. Look at that one. An extra long, reaching way down in somewhere. Another one of the wavy end mills. I'm real excited about these to find out what they're best suited for. I'm sure I'll be finding out very soon. Okay, 3/4 4 flute end mill. Here we have another one of those sample packs, and these are all solid carbide. They look to be a 3/8. And they're all listed right here as to what end mill they are. Alrighty, so we've got a few more end mills in here. This is a 5 flute carbide 1 inch roughing end mill. Awesome. Love the roughing end mills. We've got another 3/4 end mill. And this looks like one more 3/4 end mill. This is another carbide. This is a 3/8. That looks a little different. Yeah, that's a lot different than what I'm used to seeing right there. I'm gonna have to get with Dennis and find out what the application is for this. That's pretty neat. Alright, we got several small end mills here, and some of these are carbide. I believe all of these are carbide end mills. These are all small custom sizes. We have an 8mm, a 5/64. There's a 5mm. There's a 1/8 and a 1/4 inch, and then we have one more 3/8 carbide end mill right here. So that kind of rounds out the end mills. One of these high helix 5 flute. I always use the high helix for aluminum, and they always work pretty good. Just looking at the time there. And then we have this guy. This is our last right here. This is a parting tool. This is one that you can hook your coolant to, I believe, and it sprays coolant. So this one right here, I'm going to have to find out what the insert is and see if I can acquire a few inserts for that. All right, so, and then we have the wrench that goes with it. All I got to say is, wow, Dennis, all you guys over at Niagara and Seco, you're doing an awesome thing. I really appreciate the efforts that you're putting forth and recognizing everybody across this YouTube network of machinists and metalworking creators out there. And I'm sure that all the other guys receive some really nice packages of tooling also. So I really appreciate what you've done here, and all of this is going to go to great use around the shop, and you'll definitely be recognized whenever I use one of these tools, you know, as being one sent from Niagara and Seco. You know, these sample packets right here, these are all excellent tools, man. And this big boy, let's look at it one more time. I just got to say, Tom, I bet you mine's bigger than yours. Let's put that right there. So again, thank you very much, Dennis, and everybody over at Niagara and Seco Tools. This was really awesome. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our photo challenge entries this week. We got 2 to share. Very first one. These photos were sent in by Joseph Loman, and this is over in Dallas, Texas, and the location of the JFK assassination. So we'll get to our first picture right here, and I'll tell you what he says. In several of the photos, you can see the Texas School Book Depository, which is now the sixth floor museum. The window on the top floor, far right side of the building, is where Lee Harvey Oswald fired the shot that killed the president. All right, the second shot where he's standing in the street, he says, "I'm standing in the street with an X painted on the road at my feet." The X marks the location where JFK was hit by Oswald's bullet. And he talks about the tourists in the background and the conspiracy theorists trying to hand out their paraphernalia. There's a lot of fun people down there. So, and then there's one more shot right there showing the plaque on the building. He's got my logo there behind it. So that was a nice little segment of pictures on, you know, some of the history of our country right there. I've seen those locations on TV, but it was different seeing them in a picture that was sent to me like this. So thank you very much, Joseph, for taking the time to take those pictures for me. So our second photo entry, these are some cool pictures that were sent in by Jerry Morris from Alaska. Jerry was a Alaska pilot. He was a charter pilot and worked there for 30 years, and he said he flew to every corner of the state. And these pictures that he sent me were taken during his time there, and they were taken on Attu Island in the Aleutians. And he also wanted me to say this to you, that he said, "Inform the viewers that these monuments were not defaced in any fashion, and that no disrespect to the soldiers who fought and died there were intended." But you know, you see that he added my logo there. That's what we talked about doing in the photo challenge, just having the logo. You know, these are pictures that he already had taken there, and they are interesting pictures because of, you know, what they represent. You know, a very sad time in our history. You know, the World War II. So the first monument there, he says, was built and erected by the Japanese, and he said he believes that it's made of titanium, but it could be stainless, and it's a very impressive monument there. And he's got one more that he's standing there, you know, talking about Engineer Hill, and that one was put up by the Americans. So nice little bit of history there, and some monuments that I wasn't even aware of, Jerry. So thank you for sharing the pictures with all of us, and very, very cool. Thank you for sharing.